We started out on a petition effort, going throughout the state of Florida, getting signatures of everyday Floridians. Democrats, independents, Republicans, first-time voters, folks just getting their voter registration cards, signing petitions. And then we marched on. And then we ended up in a primary against a billionaire. And some folks said we weren't supposed to win that, but we did. And I know now, running against the two Republicans that I'm running against, yes, I said it, two Republicans that I'm running against, that we will persevere, that we will win, that we will call, that we will knock on doors, and that we will turn the vote out to make sure that I become the next United States Senator from this state that will stand up for everyday Floridians. Now, I'm glad that I'm on the ticket with Alex Sink, who's going to be our next governor. I'm glad that I'm on the ticket with Dan Gilbert, who's going to be the next Attorney General of this state. And I'm glad that I'm also on the ticket with Loran Osley, who's going to be the next CFO of the state of Florida. Scott Maddox, I'm glad I'm going to be on the ticket with him, who's going to be our next Agriculture Commissioner. Now let me just say this before I bring the Vice President on, ladies and gentlemen. Because some people may, they may get a little confused every now and then, and I just want to make sure that we're all straight on the record. Now there's only one candidate in this race that fought and worked with Floridians and the working men and women that are here today to raise the minimum wage in this state. When the working class needed to raise the minimum wage, Marco Rubio and Charlie Crist were on the other side. I was with the people of the state of Florida. Now if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican or independent, that's just the fact. I am the only candidate in this race that is protect Florida from offshore oil drilling all the time, not just some of the time, all the time. I am the only candidate running for the United States Senate that has always said no to the privatization of Social Security. And we will continue to say so. And I am the only candidate, ladies and gentlemen, that has a track record, and I mean a long track record, of standing up on behalf of our children and grandchildren and making sure that they have a small class size and they have teachers in front of them that are being paid a livable wage. Now we're here today in the Letter Carriers Hall. Let's give them a round of applause. The men and women who go out 6 days a week and deliver the mail, rain, snow, or shine. I can say snow in Florida also. But I'm glad that they're with me. I'm glad that they're with me because they go on the streets, paved streets, and the roofs and the clay roads here in the state of Florida, delivering the mail every day. They know who died and they know who got married. They know who went off to war. They know who's receiving an unemployment check. They know everything about the individuals that are on their route. And I think it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, as I look out the sea of people that are here, from SEIU to the painters, to the people that catch the early bus, all of the members of the AFL-CIO, communication workers. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for what you do. Because you're Floridians and you deserve someone who's going to be in the United States Senate that's going to stand for you and your children. Now, I'm a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. And you know something? I don't give up. And I don't give in. And I want you to know that come November the 2nd, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, that you're going to be very proud of the work that we have done to turn the vote out in this state, to make sure that we have good representation standing right next to Senator Bill Nelson in the United States Senate to protect the people of this state. One last thing I want to mention. When we look at this whole issue of comprehensive immigration reform and we look at employment in this state, We got some folks running around here saying that they support, oh, I'm for an Arizona law, or I'm for a Florida law, whatever the case may be. We need comprehensive immigration reform because it's the only measure that will go after those employers that are hiring undocumented workers in this state and throughout this country. People who followed the rules and got their residency, those individuals that are citizens here that are being locked out of jobs right now. And I'm going to tell you something else, ladies and gentlemen. It is very unfortunate that Marco Rubio will stand with a whole bunch of excuses before he gets to comprehensive immigration reform. And it's a shame that the governor of this state of Florida is very lackluster outside of saying that I'm for it and doing something about it. Now, we had a bill in Washington, D.C. called the Defense Authorization Bill that would have allowed a DREAM Act to be passed. And George Lemieux, who was appointed by Charlie Crist, that was in the same party as Marco Rubio, did not get a phone call from either Marco Rubio or Charlie Crist. Ladies and gentlemen, to move this state forward, tough decisions have to be made. And a tough individual has to be there. And it's no way in the world that we're going to get Florida back to work with someone who's going to be apologizing and saying, excuse me, and I'm sorry, and, you know, if we can all get along kind of politics. I have been known, ladies and gentlemen, to stand in the gap. I've been known to sit in. I've been known to stand up for our children. I've been known to go out and get petitions signed. Seniors in the state of Florida right now need a fighter. The middle class in the state of Florida and the working class need a fighter right now. Those individuals, children that need someone to stand up for their future, need a leader right now. And I offer myself, and I'm glad you're with me, and I'm glad that we're going to continue to work, and I'm glad that we're not going to allow anyone who says that we're not going to make it win. We're going to win on behalf of the people of goodwill of this state. We're going to protect our beaches. We're going to protect our waterways. We're going to do everything that we must do to hold Florida and to make sure that it becomes a better state as we continue to move along and create jobs in this state. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a good friend of mine is in the house. Now, some of y'all, walked in here and said, well, I'm here to see President Al Gore. I know you haven't conceded the 2000 election yet. But one thing I can say about Al Gore and Bill Clinton, that they are stellar public elected officials that once served but still giving. Al Gore, the voice of moving a green movement throughout the world, trying to lead this country into a direction where more jobs will be created, of doing the right thing, of saving our environment. And he has been consistent and stellar on it. Now, this is not his first time or his second time coming to the state of Florida for something I've been involved in. Something that's on the ballot right now that we must defeat, of trying to derail class size, smaller class sizes. The state legislature is trying to do it. Al Gore came down and helped us, and by calling people and did a press conference in support of smaller class sizes in this state. Al Gore came down earlier in this campaign, held a fundraiser for me down in Broward County, and told the people of Broward County that I would be the right choice to be the next United States Senator. And I am proud, very proud, that he has taken time out of his schedule to come here to help us realize the potential that we have as a state to not only move forward on green initiatives that will create jobs for this state, but will protect our environment. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, he's here to support my campaign. Vice President Al Gore, ladies and gentlemen, bring him on.